Well, hello, it's Karen McDermott Rolfe, Independent Advisor with Creative Memories, and I'm back with my monthly technique, layout, and challenge. I challenge all of you to use this technique to create a layout, take a photo of your layout, and share it in my album on Facebook at Karen's Croppers for an entry into my monthly door prize drawing. Look for the album that's titled Technique Tuesday number 37. So this is the 37th technique that I've shared with my croppers on Facebook at Karen's Croppers, and I would love to have you join us there. You can also find me on my blog at karencrops.com. And if you'd be so kind to purchase from me at creativememories.com/user/Karen, and it's Karen with a Y, I would so appreciate your purchases. And I offer a very generous customer rewards program also. So let's take a look at the technique that I'm going to share with you today. I'm calling this my faux cut file technique. So if you think of those cut files that some of the gals will make with their Cricuts, they'll cut a very intricate background piece that's very cut out very intricately with their Cricut to create that cut file. Creative Memories also has some laser papers that are laser cut that make a great decorative background also. So this is kind of a little faux technique to create our own cut file. But instead of using our Cricut, we're going to be using the geometric frame punch from Creative Memories. This punch came out last year and it was super popular and sold out. So Creative Memories brought it back this spring, and they've guaranteed that we'll have enough in our inventory to last throughout the end of the year. So this is a great basic punch, I believe, to have in your scrapbooking tools. If you search on Pinterest or the internet, you're going to find lots of great ideas for using this geometric frame punch. You can search my blog, karencrops.com, for some layouts that I've made with this in the past, or also search on the Creative Memories blog, the CM blog, for ideas on using this geometric frame punch. So as it's called the frame punch, we can use it to punch frames all the way around a square or rectangular piece of paper. But we can also use it to punch a straight border. So it's really versatile that it can be used in both of these ways. So let me demonstrate that to you right now. I have a sheet of cardstock that I've cut to 6 inches by 6 inches, and we're going to cut a frame out of this. So to punch a frame, we're going to look at the tray, and we're going to look at these silver lines that are on each side. That is where we're going to line up our cardstock, or you could use designer paper too. And I've inserted my cardstock so it lines up with that silver line on the tray. And I have my piece of cardstock flush against the back edge of the tray also. And I'm going to make my first cut, or my first punch. And now I'm going to pull it through, and I'm going to do pattern matching. So I'm going to match the pattern that I punched out with the pattern that's imprinted on the tray. So it covers it completely. And I'm keeping this piece again flush to the tray. And I'm going to make my second punch. Now I'm ready to turn the corner. So I'm going to turn my piece. And again, I'm going to be looking at this edge here and lining it up with that silver line on the tray and punching. And it didn't quite punch all the way there, but I'll just use my scissors to snip it. I'm matching my pattern again and punching. And I'm going to turn it on its side. I'm lining up this top line with that silver line on the tray. The cardstock is flush against that back edge, and I'm punching. And I'm going to do that all the way around my cardstock here. So this frame technique works with even increments. So for this example, I was using the 6 inches by 6 inches. You could also do a 4 inch by 4 inch piece, an 8 inch by 8 inch, 10 inches by 10 inches, or 12 inches by 12 inches and go all the way around a big piece. You can also do pieces that are 6 inches by 8 inches, 4 inches by 6 inches, 10 inches by 12 inches. Okay? So that's how we make the frame. And now to make a border, we're going to use the black lines that are on the front of the punch to to line up our paper to make our first punch. So again, I have the edge of the cardstock here at that black line, and my strip of cardstock is flush against the back edge of the tray, and I'm going to punch, and then I'm going to pull it through, and I'm going to do that pattern matching again all the time, keeping that cardstock flush against the back edge of the tray and matching the pattern. And you can see now I'm making a border. So that's one of the great reasons to purchase our frame punches, because of that added versatility that you can make borders with them, or you can make the frames with them. Okay, so let's take a look here at what I've done now. I've punched some pieces already, and I'm using for my background a sheet of designer paper from our Devotion paper pack. This is our wedding collection, but the paper prints are really versatile and can be used for any types of photos. So I really loved this floral print. The back of it is just a neutral kind of tan shade. You can see here I cut a hollow frame, about a 1-inch hollow frame for my hot fudge cardstock to make my background. And then I trimmed the designer paper to 11.5 by 11.5. And I've cut some pieces here, or punched some pieces using that geometric frame. And I'm layering them on top of each other to kind of create this faux cut file look. So again, I'm matching the patterns so they overlap. So see how those of the patterns of these two pieces overlap? And I'm going to use my repositional tape, and I'm going to just put some tape here so this is going to stick together. And that tape comes out clear in clear little dots, and it just rubs away any of that excess. So I'm just going to rub it and brush it off. And now we have that overlap where it just kind of continues the pattern. And I'm going to do the same down here with this little piece, overlapping it down here. Rubbing away the excess. And now I have this cut file kind of a look. And I have this piece that looks like this. So I can arrange that on my paper any way I like, whatever orientation my photos are going to be. I'm thinking that most likely, what was I thinking? I was thinking I would most likely have maybe like this. Most likely I've been taking, and getting photos too from our children, and they're sharing them. They take them on the cell phones, and they're usually in this 4x6 orientation. So I have a lot of vertical photos anymore. Something I can put a vertical photo here, and then I can crop a photo down here to the size. So for these pieces, I started out, again, using the hot fudge cardstock, and this piece was 10 inches by 6 inches is what I started, 10 by 6. This piece was the 6x6 one that I demonstrated for you, that's 6x6. And this little guy here is 4 inches by 4 inches, okay? And then it does cut them down a little bit. And then I will have to trim or crop my photos to fit on these mats. So this will be probably cropped down maybe to a little smidge over 3.5 by about 5.5. 3.5 by 5.5 will fit here. And then here will be 3.5 by 3.5. And then this little piece, again, I could use for journaling. I could fill in, or I can just make it into a decorative space. And I think I'm going to use it as a decorative space. And I've cut a little square here of the bronze shimmer paper that I'm going to fill it in with. My square was 1.5 inches by 1.5. And then I have some of the pretty foiled embellishments that go with the Devotion collection. So the whole pack of embellishments are just floral pieces, roses, and a lot of different leaves, and some kind of goldish tan color tones. And that title is from one of our one of our title packs, one of our laser embellishment titles. It says Real Life. So I was thinking I would finish it something like this, perhaps. Let's see, I think I'm going to have to come down a little bit. I always like to lay out my pieces on my layout first, again, so I can get the spacing right before I start to tape. So you can see I did come down a little bit. Then I'll play with that. And this pack of embellishments also comes with some pretty pearl pieces. So I think I'll probably add a little pearls to these embellishment clusters also. So super pretty technique, really versatile. Think of how it's going to look in different colors. Here's one that I made with red cardstock. And I thought this could be pretty for 4th of July, just anything. If I'd like, I could cut some little semicircles and put behind the geometric shapes to give some additional color, additional interest to the layout. For this one, I just liked it how it is, plain, because it gives it that faux cut file look. It's decorative how it is, and just simple and elegant. It was really pretty. I didn't think it needed anything else. But again, you can see this piece here where I'm using 2 pieces that were 6 by 6. So I would have 2 smaller photos. I could probably do another one on there, another 6 by 6. I think that would work. And you could have 3 photos. So I will look forward to seeing all of your variations of this technique when you share them in Karen's Croppers with me in Technique Tuesday number 37. So look for that album in Karen's Croppers. Okay, everyone, thanks so much for visiting with me today, and I hope that you like this layout and give it a try.